We've all been there. That sinking feeling in the pit of our stomachs, the unanswered text messages, the unanswered calls. It's the age of digital dating, and ghosting has become a chillingly common phenomenon. Like a whisper that slowly drains the color from our world, ghosting leaves us feeling small, insignificant, and utterly confused. It's a silent rejection that can leave deep wounds on our self-esteem and make us question our worth. The silence screams. It screams rejection. It screams doubt. It screams, "You're not good enough." But what if we could hit the mute button on that inner critic? What if we could rewrite the narrative? What if, instead of letting ghosting diminish us, we used it as fuel for personal growth? The good news is, we can. While the experience of being ghosted can be incredibly painful, it can also be a catalyst for profound self-discovery. It's an opportunity to look inward, reflect on our patterns, and emerge stronger and wiser. It's time to reclaim our power and turn the haunting silence into a symphony of self-growth. Self-reflection. It's a term thrown around a lot these days, often in the context of self-help books and wellness retreats. But what does it actually mean? How do we practice it in a way that truly benefits us? And how can it help us navigate the often treacherous terrain of modern dating? In a world where swiping left or right has become the norm, understanding ourselves is more crucial than ever. In its simplest form, self-reflection is the act of turning our attention inward. It's about taking a moment to pause and look within. It's about pressing pause on the external noise and really tuning into our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This practice allows us to gain clarity and insight into who we are and what we truly want. Think of it as a mental decluttering. Just as we clean our living spaces, we need to clear our minds of unnecessary clutter. We all carry around baggage, past experiences, insecurities, limiting beliefs. These can weigh us down and prevent us from moving forward. Self-reflection helps us unpack that baggage, examine it, and decide what we want to keep and what we need to let go of. It's a process of sorting through our emotional and mental belongings. It's about understanding our patterns, our triggers, and our deepest desires. Why is this important? Because this understanding is the foundation of personal growth. Because until we understand ourselves, we can't truly understand our interactions with others. Our relationships are a reflection of our inner world. We might find ourselves repeating the same unhealthy patterns in our relationships, attracting the same type of people, or sabotaging our own happiness without even realizing it. Self-reflection allows us to identify these patterns and make conscious changes. Self-reflection is the key to breaking free from these cycles and creating healthier, more fulfilling connections. It illuminates the path to personal growth and better relationships, guiding us towards a more authentic and satisfying life. Being ghosted hurts. There's no sugarcoating it. The sudden silence can feel like a punch to the gut, leaving us reeling and searching for answers that may never come. It's a rejection that can cut deep, leaving us feeling confused, unworthy, and questioning our own judgment. We might replay conversations in our heads, wondering what we did wrong, or what we could have done differently. But what if, instead of allowing ourselves to wallow in self-doubt, we chose to view this experience through a different lens? What if we saw it as a chance to grow and learn, rather than a personal failure? What if we saw it not as a reflection of our worth, but as an opportunity for growth? Rejection, in any form, can be a powerful teacher if we allow it to be. Easier said than done, right? Absolutely. It's natural to feel hurt and disappointed, but it's also important to remember that these feelings are temporary. But here's the thing. Growth rarely happens in our comfort zones. It's when we step out of those zones, when we face discomfort and challenge, that we truly begin to evolve. It's often through our most challenging experiences that we learn the most about ourselves. These moments of adversity can reveal our strengths, our resilience, and our capacity for growth. When we're ghosted, it forces us to confront our own vulnerabilities, to examine our expectations, and to redefine what truly matters to us in a partner. It can be a catalyst for deeper self-awareness and personal growth. It's important to remember that ghosting says more about the person doing the ghosting than it does about the person being ghosted. Their actions are a reflection of their own issues, not ours. It's a sign of their own emotional immaturity, their inability to communicate effectively, and their lack of respect for others. Recognizing this can help us detach from the hurt and see the situation more objectively. Instead of internalizing their behavior, we can choose to see it as a bullet dodged. We can feel relieved that we didn't invest more time and energy into someone who wasn't capable of reciprocating our efforts. We can choose to be grateful that we didn't waste any more time on someone who wasn't capable of giving us what we deserve. This perspective shift can empower us to move forward with a clearer sense of what we want and need in our relationships. Embracing this mindset allows us to open ourselves up to new opportunities and experiences. It encourages us to seek out connections that are more aligned with our values and desires. Ultimately, finding growth in rejection can lead to a more hopeful and optimistic outlook on the future. It reminds us that every ending is also a new beginning, and that we have the power to shape our own paths. So, how do we actually put this self-reflection thing into practice? How do we take the abstract concept of introspection and turn it into a tangible, actionable process that can lead to real personal growth? How do we turn the pain of ghosting into a catalyst for personal growth? It might seem daunting at first, but with the right tools and mindset, it can be a transformative experience. It starts with creating space for introspection. This means setting aside dedicated time and finding a quiet, comfortable place where you can be alone with your thoughts. Find a quiet place, grab a journal, and start writing. The act of writing itself can be incredibly therapeutic and revealing. Don't overthink it, just let your thoughts flow freely onto the page. Write without judgment or censorship, allowing your true feelings and thoughts to emerge. Write about how the experience made you feel, what thoughts and insecurities it triggered, and what you think it might be teaching you about yourself. This process can help you uncover hidden patterns and insights. Another powerful tool for self-reflection is feedback. Sometimes, we need an outside perspective to see things more clearly. Reach out to a trusted friend or family member, someone who knows you well, and who you feel comfortable being vulnerable with. Their insights can be invaluable. Share your experience with them and ask for their honest perspective. Be open to their feedback, even if it's not what you want to hear. Sometimes an outside perspective can help us see things more clearly and identify patterns we might not be aware of. It can also provide validation and support, which are crucial for personal growth. Remember, self-reflection is not about self-criticism. It's about understanding yourself better and learning from your experiences. It's not about beating yourself up for past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. Instead, it's about recognizing your humanity and treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. It's about approaching yourself with curiosity, compassion, and a genuine desire for growth. This mindset can transform how you see yourself and your experiences. It's about uncovering your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and learning to love and accept yourself unconditionally. By doing so, you pave the way for a more fulfilling and authentic life.